Welcome, everybody, to Dueling Aces for August 12th, just 2 days shy of me being 51, 2024. The guys will be jumping in, at their leisure here. We're almost starting at the normal time. Football practices are changing up and a little early today, almost at normal time frame. So we'll almost be back to normal, if there's ever such a thing going on. But joining me right off the rip, of course, our 609 compadre, 609 Sports Talk, Sam Nelson, which I heard, by the way, rumor has it. Yeah, that's right. It's the Birds of the Gridiron is a segment now, and he has revitalized, as he called it. He said, here's the comeback, and it was a very well done, sir. Very well played.
Well, thank you
609 Sports Talk. And you're at 5:30 on Mondays, correct?
Yep, 5:30 on Mondays. Didn't change that part.
So you can still catch Sam and Tyler talking everything just as we do. We're glad to give them a little push off the cliff. And no, it's awesome, and we're thrilled as could be for you guys. 100%. It's great.
Well, thank you for that, first of all. And second of all, I would just like to thank you again because, like I said, you are the reason for all of our new artwork, our intro, our outro, all that great stuff. So I brought first of all, for anyone that didn't know, no one knew about the relaunch of 609 except for maybe one or two other people. We won't mention names if people haven't gotten it yet. But I came to you with the idea. You thought it was a good idea. I needed some help and work doing it. You did it without hesitation, offered your service to help me. And I cannot say how much, I couldn't say in the words how much I appreciate all your help with it, George. Just want to say that.
You are very welcome, sir. Very welcome. Anytime. Glad to be of service and helping you guys out with it. That's really cool. Now, wanted to quickly just recap the Olympics. My wife actually said she wanted to watch, the closing ceremonies last night. And I said, really? You had to sit through the train wreck of the opening ceremonies? And I said, did you really think you were going to, you were going to get anything spectacular out of the closing? And she sat there and bored out of her skull.
Maybe they should have had the Australian breakdancing one again. They could have made it a really good.
Right. Put all the breakdancers out there. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, like why not integrate what you have going on in the Olympics with the closing ceremony? It makes perfect sense.
That would have been great. That would have been fantastic. We did fancy editing, we can call it, or creative editing. It's like 1 minute they're kind of finishing up everything from France, and then you've got Tom Cruise, jumping off of things and, pulling his Ethan Hunt stuff and Mission Impossible kind of theme thing. And all of a sudden, boom, it translated right into the LA28 kind of like weird little concert show with Billie Eilish and Red Hot Chili Peppers and Snoop Dogg. And I was like, oh, okay.
2028 should be interesting.
Oh, and they just killed with the commercials. I mean, they were laying out everything, It was like everything was a California commercial during that whole hour.
Yeah.
And Kelly again was like, this is boring. I said, well, look at the crowd that's there. I said, there's only about maybe 50 people.
Yeah, right.
I was like, yeah, they really didn't quite play. I don't think they really advertised it well if there's only 50 people on the beach watching this little concert thing. That was crazy. It truly was. And I just said, okay, well, hopefully you guys do much better when the actual Olympics are there. They were already showing you how they were going to put a pool in where the Rams and Chargers play. That should be interesting.
Oh
That
no
is
no
going to
no
be
no! Oh no! If we're doing actual swimming in the Olympics in Cali, you're swimming in the ocean. We're putting that.
nope, nope. It's going to be in that. It's going to be in SoFi Stadium. They
Oh,
kind of went through the whole thing of how they were going to build a pool. I said, well, you guys kind of have a little bit of another problem. There is preseason football during that time.
oh, it's
I
fine.
said, you're going to have to really figure out how quickly you're going to be pulling all that stuff apart, do the closing ceremonies, and then the next Sunday, expect a football game.
No, it's fine. It'll just be like the Eagles and Chiefs Super Bowl, a slip and slide.
Really? Almost a spit take right off the rip. Thanks. Oh,
Hey, I have my moments. Okay.
right? Oh my gosh.
There's gonna be a spit take, a freaking artwork in the background one day now because of that.
Uh let me see if I can bring that little picture up of how they plan on pulling this off. Here we go. Here's a good picture of it. I said,
great.
man, that is going to be crazy on how they pull that off. I'll bring that up on the. Where is? There you go.
That actually looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, get out of here. That is impressive. I said, man, that is. I mean, yes, you're going to cut off that, like, it's kind of like if you almost put like WrestleMania in it, you're going to cut off the one section for staging.
Yeah,
but that's pretty damn impressive. And especially when you've got that large board and with those camera angles, that will be pretty cool. But that's pretty much what they envisioned for it.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. Actually, if it comes out the way they envision it, that could be pretty good, honestly.
Well, they got 4 years to figure that out. That's for sure.
So good. Okay, good luck with that.
Oh, you got 4 years. That's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
You know? But yeah, that was pretty slick.
Oh my goodness.
That's for the gymnastics. That's supposed to be in the crypto arena. Did I miss one up here? Nope, that was an advertisement. Where's the other one at? Yeah, as far as it looked like they were going to use for baseball, I think they were going to try to use Dodger Stadium, but we'll see how that's going to be the other problem. You're bringing back baseball and softball. Well, okay, you're bringing back baseball and softball, but what stadiums are you using?
Well, the only thing I could think of them trying to do is possibly hope baseball maybe schedules like the Angels and Dodgers on road trips around that time. Maybe the Dodgers could get a nice little 10 gamer away and they could be away, or the Angels could get like an 8 to 10 gamer. Not sure if it'll work out that way, but
the other one that I am excited about, because they specifically mentioned it last night, that they were not building anything new. Come on. They were not building anything new. And the one thing that I am excited about, because back in 84, back in my day, yeah, I said it. Back in my day, boom, we are using the LA Coliseum, baby.
all right.
It is going to be reutilized again for the Olympics. And I said, that is damn cool. I'm pretty stoked about that.
Can we go? In talk of some things we talked about on 609 tonight. Can we see if Carson Wentz's working knee is still in that stadium? I'm still trying to find it. No, I'm serious because I'm still. I still. It breaks my heart still what happened to him in the Coliseum.
Yeah, I am seriously looking forward to that. I'm excited about that because, like I said, looks like this is the listing of what they need for different events. I did not pre-see this list, but that is what. So moving basketball to Inglewood, the canoe slalom to Oklahoma City. Now, see, I remember the last time they did this one specifically. It wasn't canoeing. I think it was the kayaking at the time, and they did it in Tennessee.
Interesting.
They had it in Tennessee, and I said, okay. I said, that works. Not too bad. I said, but to Oklahoma City, all right, that works out okay too. At least it's a little closer.
Very interesting.
Zolt just kicked this across. Breaking news. Lion running back Jahmyr Gibbs is being evaluated for a leg injury. Oh, no.
That popped up across my phone right as we started, and I was like, I don't know if I want to break this.
Ruh-roh. Not good.
I still got Montgomery.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Where's that DeAndre Swift? Oh, yeah, that's right.
He's in Chicago.
Darn it, he's in Chicago.
Not sure how much of an upgrade that is off of last year, but still.
Oops.
Whoopsie. But
Rats.
I actually do like, I'm not going to lie, I kind of do like the potential of that Bears offense still. So.
Yeah. I think it would have been a little bit better if it was with Justin Fields, to tell you the truth. But, Chicago did what they did, and it's like, okay, well, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's what you think is going to help you, good luck.
Now,
I mean, it was 3 different coaches, 5 different schemes. What'd you expect?
Yeah. And then when they finally get the offensive firepower with Swift, trading for Keenan Allen, having DJ Moore, having Cole Kmet, Justin Fields is shipped off to freaking Pittsburgh. I still think Justin Fields was scapegoated in Chicago. I know people will still. Okay. Well, guys, this is where I leave.
Adam, you got the link. Where the hell are you? Get in there. Jesus.
Don't invite this on camera, you mad scientist. Don't invite. Listen, I haven't ordered. I told you I haven't ordered the Winston jersey yet. It's on the way, and then I'm gonna ship it over to him, and then we'll be good. Now I'm just inviting you at this point. But no,
that was almost like a suck it Suds invitation right there.
Oh no! What Suds was trying to do a few weeks ago was just outlandish.
Yeah, there he is. He's like, pick up the laptop tomorrow. Next week it's on.
Is that a challenge?
Well, speaking of next week, spoiler alert. Well, I was going to say, or as Hammond would say, it's not a spoiler alert. Both the MI Aces and Ohio drafts will be done, ironically, in one weekend. Just the way that the guys had to have it scheduled for the Ohio group, and I was like, okay, a little bit of stress and pressure on me traveling back and forth, but all right. It is what it is. But yeah, it can be done. So yeah, we'll have some interesting results. As Zolt says, the Ohio League always wants to take notes and see what the heck we did. Well, they're not going to have time to because it will literally be almost 24-hour difference between the two. So it should be very interesting. And for a couple of us, it's like, okay, well, I should say for myself at least, that's a back-to-back days. That's going to be quite the pressure.
Well, I'm just gonna say this: next week, if Adam's gonna be on, if you got some room, I'll be here.
Oh, there's plenty of room.
Because that's been a while in the that's been something that's been brewing in the making here. This is like the leading up to the Roman Reigns SummerSlam return. Like this is what we need. This is what the people need.
True.
I got
True.
I got something special planned for Adam. Don't worry.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I usually do not cover anything with golf. But when I saw this, come on, man. Somebody needs to be smacked. This dude, it wasn't that he needed the whole 18th hole. He had already hit his tee shot and was lining up for his secondary shot, and everybody else already was done. And he sat there and took apparently a little too much time. And he said he utilized the hey, it's a suds loophole. He turned around and he said, due to darkness and the way that the reflection was coming off of the scoreboard on the 18th hole, couldn't really see the green that well. That's his story. He was sticking to it. He made 9 tournament people, have to come back to work Monday morning after being done with this, and 9 people had to come back and finish, quote unquote, working this tournament. And oh, by the way, it's not like it was for first, second, or third. No, this is for a tie for 10th place. Yeah, a tie for 10th place. He still parred the hole, but he got a tie for 10th place.
What an accomplishment.
Yeah. At 8 o'clock in the morning, they turned around and told him, hey, make sure you're here.
Oh, my God.
It took a whopping, I believe he said, 6 minutes?
All that for 6 minutes?
6 minutes.
All that for 6 freaking minutes.
6 minutes.
What
and of course, he apologized to everybody and their brother. Oh, I'm sorry. It was a tied for 12th finish, $135,000.
Oh my
gosh, $135,000 tied for 12. Like I said, dude, can't even. It's not like you had, a top 5. Okay, I could see, you're trying to get a 4th spot. But no, you're going for 12.
Oh my gosh.
Okie dokie, Smokey. Okay. And oh yeah, by the way, it says here he also moved up 10 spots to number 103 in the FedEx Cup playoffs.
Glad that's an accomplishment.
It says it keeps him maintaining his player card for 2025 if he stays up in the top 125. I guess you do what you got to do, but I mean, come on, man, really? 6 more minutes, 6 minutes of daylight. There is not that much big difference. I'm sorry.
No,
it's like, come on. I mean, it says after receiving the line of sight relief due to the scoreboard near the green, he dropped in the adjacent fairway and came up short of the green. His third shot struck the flagstick, leaving him to tap it in for par. Da-da-da. Totally stupid.
That,
Totally stupid.
that's beyond insanity.
Kind of like the Brandon Ayuk trades talks. Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm sorry. Being a 49ers fan, even I am bored out of my mind with this right now. I mean, totally bored out of my mind.
Well, here's the thing, right? The Niners have cap space. That's not the issue. We talked about this on 609 earlier. The Niners have cap space, right? They had no issue giving Kittle an extension years ago. No issue with Debo. No issue with Bosa. So what is the problem here?
I think them paying the money you have it.
Because Zolt just brought this up on my show. They have the money. And here's the thing. So when we were on here a few months back talking about wide receivers, right? And we were talking about Debo and Ayuk. Ayuk and Debo are completely different wide receivers. If you take Ayuk away out of the Niners offense, it is a huge aspect of their offense that they lose. Everything will then be in front of the defense. Debo's isn't burning by anybody. And I'm not saying it because I'm not the biggest Debo guy. I'm just speaking off of what I see from Debo. Debo's not a burner. He's not going to beat you deep down the field. You're losing a huge part of your offense by not having Ayuk out there doing that stuff. It opens everything up for Debo to do whatever you want, whether it's running, whether putting him in the backfield, using him as a running back, using him as a freaking wide receiver, hell, using him as a fullback sometimes, for all I know. Getting the ball to George Kittle, opening up running lanes for CMC, who is easily the biggest Swiss Army knife in the NFL. But again, I understand that the looming Brock Purdy extension may have something to do with this. Let me just tell you now. Brock Purdy is a fine quarterback. Brock Purdy just got to a Super Bowl, and I get all this. Now, the NFL quarterback, the highest paid NFL quarterback, correct me if I'm wrong, George, right now, it's $55 million a year. I believe that's the latest one that just broke that.
Yeah, it sounds about right. I'd have to check with my stats man, but he'll be on in a little while.
But if either way, do I think Brock Purdy's a $50 million a year quarterback? No.
I don't think he's going to be expecting that.
No.
To tell you the truth.
So that's my thing. This should not be an issue to give Ayuk his money. Now, is Ayuk top 5 in wide receivers? No. But he's still one of the better wide receivers in football. And when they finally got a quarterback that he got a chemistry with, like Purdy, you see what it did for him. And it did for Purdy as well.
Zolt's just jumping around through everything.
Wait, first he was on Facebook. Now he was on YouTube. My whole show. I'm confused.
Yeah, I was going to say he's utilizing all of his sources.
He went on. He had to go. No, he had to go on YouTube so he could pop in over on a Google and see the highest paid quarterbacks.
Right. But I think what it was is he thought he's worth more, and it was real easy for, Mr. Lynch to go, you know what? If you think you're worth more, go ahead, go find it. Let's see what everybody wants to give. And that's why I said, Ayuk had to say yes to the certain teams first. This is the way it goes. Ayuk says yes to the certain teams first. Once that happens, then the offers come in, and then it's up to the team to say, yes, we'll take that trade. So Ayuk had to say yes to Cleveland, yes to Pittsburgh, yes to the Commanders, and yes to the Patriots. And then when the trades come in, it's just like, well, this is about what you're worth. And this is the cost that people are willing to pay you. And Ayuk and his agent are like, Well, that's bull. Well, no, not really. Because look, Pittsburgh's just looking to give picks back, and that's not what the 49ers want. They want somebody else in return.
I heard the
Cleveland was looking at Amari Cooper
Yep.
and a second and a fifth.
That's good value for Ayuk at this point.
That's huge. That's huge.
Cooper would have been a great get for the Niners too in that deal.
Oh, I think the 49ers would have ended up at the better end of the deal.
I agree.
Ayuk thinks he's bigger than his britches. And it's like, sorry, dude. But again, you're a good complementary wide receiver.
Yeah.
That's what works in the systems. If you are in a good system, you're going to have a great tandem of wide receivers who complement each other. They don't have to be these all-star, super spectacular guys. If you're in the correct system, even with the running backs, if you're in the right system, you can have a nice, lengthy career. Tomlinson pulled that off. I believe he was the last one to pull it off. MJD almost did too. But seriously, it's always about the systems. And ironically enough, it happens to be a Shanahan system. I mean, you look at the Denver running backs who left Denver after Mike Shanahan went over to Washington, stunk. Went over to the Giants, stunk. It's like, guys, it's not the running back. It was the system that complemented the running back. And that's what they're missing. That's totally what they're missing. What's up, Kev? Trade was good enough for the Niners with the Browns, but no, it was not Ayuk's decision. That is a total John Lynch ordeal. And it's not the John Lynch wants a first rounder for him. He thinks he's worth a first rounder. But the problem is that whoever they made the trade to, they wanted the new contract.
Yes, because I was just going to say that Ayuk wants the team to already have the contract in place because Ayuk doesn't want to run into the situation that a certain pass rusher over in New York is going through, where he already wanted a new contract, got traded, and still doesn't have a new contract. Ayuk doesn't want to have to run into that same problem. So Ayuk basically said, I'm holding out here, and if I get traded without a new deal, I'm holding out there too, essentially.
Right. And the big problem is, of course, is Ayuk wants CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase money that's coming. And again, dude,
Hold on. Do me a favor.
Really, Zolt. I didn't want to get into that just yet.
Pull back up Adam's comment for a second. I just want to say this. If I'm the GM of the Steelers, I'm not giving you any of this.
No.
You're not getting my first round pick. You're not getting my number one wide receiver, who, by the way, with a legit quarterback, will be very good. And you're not getting my number one tight end. Because you're not getting... I don't need a league of George Kittle and Pat Freiermuth. That's not fair. That's just not fair.
Yeah, I didn't think that they even need Freiermuth.
It would be honestly, that would be a better fit in a replacement weapon for Ayuk for Purdy. Have another tight end. That could be a really dangerous duo right there of Kittle and Freiermuth.
Yeah, Zolt, I know. But like I said, the 49ers want somebody back in return, plus the picks.
Well, here's what cracks me up, right? Pittsburgh's over here sitting around, looking around like, oh, we need a wide receiver. Not acting like they just didn't trade Deontay Johnson 4 months ago.
Yeah, who?
Okay, listen. Again, Pittsburgh is not having very very big quarterback issues over the past couple of years, okay?
Yeah, Adam, that's what I was just saying. He's not on their tier.
He's not. It's he's not.
He's not there. It's because that it happens to be the system that is a good complementary system for 2 wide receivers, if not 3. That's exactly what that system does. I mean, you're trying to go elsewhere, and everybody's telling you, hey, you're not that much. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. It really isn't. I was totally surprised that the Browns were even involved with it because of how much money that they have just blowing away right now.
Yeah.
And I knew that they weren't going to turn around and give up another number one pick at this point. I mean, could you have imagined if they turned around and gave up a first, a fifth, and Amari Cooper? Cleveland would have been in an uproar.
And they're already still getting through all the picks they had to give up for Watson. They're
really, whatever.
Okay.
Whatever.
So, what are you talking about?
I was going to say, that's just like saying, oh, yeah, we've got Amon-Ra St. Brown and then whatever else Williams and them are. That's the same thing. No big deal.
No, hold on. Zolt is wrong. They do have another wide receiver, the Niners. They have Robbie Anderson, who they just signed.
Oh, my God.
And his ridiculous-looking name Chosen. You know why he wanted to change his name to Chosen is so he could choose which team he wants to sign with every month.
Wow. Oh, Zolt goes, oops, wait a minute. There's the other receiver. Touche. Yep. Yeah. These guys and their name changes is beyond. It's almost as bad as letting anybody pick whatever number they want.
Oh my God! Yeah,
you got defensive linemen that are number 3, and it's like, dude, a number 3 jersey never fit a defensive lineman ever.
The only one
said they could flip numbers around.
The only pass rusher that gets away with it is Hassan Reddick. Everyone else just looks ridiculous with it. But
Oh, that's okay, Adam. My a friend of mine, she got me earlier. She turned around and sent me. I gotta bring this up. I forgot to transfer it into my my messenger. I almost about lost my mind when she told me. I said, wait a minute, something doesn't seem right here. And she's like, yep. She says, isn't this interesting? And I said, yeah, that's definitely fake news. That totally has to be fake news. Because I jumped on, my 4 channels and went scrounging for any information between Twitter and everybody else. And I said, nope, didn't see that. And because I said I needed to turn around and go check on Adam and see if he's okay. You got about 15 minutes. I don't know about your 1 hour time frame. I know what you're talking about. But check this out. Adam's just going to lose his mind when he sees this.
Oh, boy.
The 49ers will trade Christian McCaffrey to the Dallas Cowboys. I nearly about lost it. I was like, holy crap. I said, let me check this out first. I said, and if it was true, I said, I was totally going to have to check on Adam because Adam would have lost his marbles if that would have been true.
Okay.
This and believe me, the website that this is from is actually from a fantasy football website of all things going, hey, it's a prediction. It's under the prediction section. And I said, nope. I said, I turned around and I did my stats man work and I went and checked out the cap space. They're the cap contract pieces and dead cap hits and penalties. And I'm going, yeah, that's not going to happen for at least another 4 years.
Let me. So you said this is under their predictions section, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And apparently somebody didn't do the math or the research on the contract.
Well, here, 2 things. Number one, here's my prediction. Someone's getting fired. There's the first thing. Number 2, how bad are the 49ers going to be for them that want to trade Christian McCaffrey, first of all? Second of all, the Dallas Cowboys can't pay their pass rusher, wide receiver, or their quarterback, but they're going to take on the contract of Christian McCaffrey?
Yeah, not going to happen.
Are you freaking kidding? So, yeah, there's my prediction. Someone's getting fired for this.
Yes, I, I agree.
Good.
I
God.
agree. I said, boy, way to go. A fantasy football website actually created that story on their prediction section.
Yeah, no, I can't do the Zeke stuff again, okay?
Touche. Touche. Right? CMC can play quarterback. And don't put it past him. What the hell is, I hate when I have to block people.
I hate the spam comments.
Yeah, the spam crap. That's the second one through the damn that's my second one already through Twitch. I was like, if I got to shut down the Twitch, I'll kill off the Twitch. I'll kill off the Twitch. Boom. Twitch is gone. Twitch is gone. I don't have the time right now, but very curious what the dead cat. I got you, Zolt.
That would probably be about.
I got it because I had it brought up earlier. We like using that sporttrack.com for all of our, number needs. It's a pretty solid site to go through.
By the way, in case anyone wants to know, Jahmyr Gibbs suffered a hamstring injury at today's practice. So that's
good.
that.
Not good. Not good at all.
And wait, did I
So there's the numbers. Per Zolt's request. Especially when you got the dead cap hit right off the rip. You got a cap hit of 6.6 and the dead is 28.3 practically.
Oh,
then a 9 mil next year with 22 at the end, and it's like not till about 2026 could you kind of tinker a little bit easier, or even into 2027 you got a major cap hit of 25 mil. So like I said, you aren't playing around until 2028 at the soonest. You've got them for 4 years, lock, stock, and barrel. Kevin said, Jamar will be fine. It's minor.
Yeah, hamstring injuries are tough.
But yeah, that is a huge cap hit. Huge.
I'm not even past the point that what are the Niners like? Are they heading into the deadline winless for them to do this? What the heck is happening? Like, what would happen for the Niners to be dumb enough to do this? Second of all, they're not going to trade him to a conference rival.
Oh, wow. Zolt is really looking to egg Adam on tonight. Whew. Oh,
Jesus.
Ouch.
Why is I'm so angry Adam doesn't have his computer. I'm so angry. This could be this could be a show for the ages. Me,
right?
Zolt, man, if Suds was here, this would just be a freaking. You might as well just turn this off.
Are you kidding? It's great for ratings. What are you talking about? See Adam turn around and blow blood vessels in his brains. Oh yeah, he'll go off.
It's all right. Wait till next week.
I don't have to wait till next week. Rumor has it Adam's road trip into Michigan for the draft, for the fantasy draft, and he'll get to see Zolt in person. I get front row seat.
So if we come on next Monday and there's just black and blues all over people, I shouldn't be surprised. Thank God I live in New Jersey. Can't find me.
And Adam even said, "Good things come to those who wait."
Not for me, because I'm gonna start chaos next week.
Oh Jesus, that's right. Oh,
George, you might as well just end your team season then. It's all over.
Well, actually, Kevin actually has the first pick. Oh, that's right. We forgot. Suds has the the 5th round ordeal
No,
of
no,
drafting Watson and Cooper.
no. He's going to
We can't
draft
forget
No,
that.
no. You know what? Since Watson in his mind will be hurt by week 5, he'll draft Winston.
Jersey, who wants to live there? Wow.
Hey, not by choice, okay?
Oh, yeah. Like I said, it's been a weird afternoon. That's for sure. Of that CMC news. I was totally baffled by that, and I was like, wait a minute. I didn't hear squat, and I even had my screen up. Because I got 4 or 5 different windows popped open for Twitter and ESPN and everything else. I was like, I saw none of that. Neither are any of the major sports team, all borrowed. Well, Sam's not a Jersey fan. He doesn't do Jersey teams, Kev.
No. I was smart. I went to Philadelphia and punished myself for 30 years. I got 2 championships in 30 freaking years. 4 if you count 2 Villanova national titles.
Which Bodine would be saying, yep, that works.
Which,
The
by
Garden
the
State
way,
was never able to find the garden the few times I was there, though. But I'm bummed.
which, by the way, crossing off a bucket list item, first weekend of September,
Oh,
hitting up my first college football game.
really?
I'm going to Penn State's home opener in week 2 of the season.
Really?
I may have got a text message. I may have was offered tickets. I may be sitting 5 rows from the field.
Ooh,
I
nice.
may know people with connections. So yep, get to
Okay.
cross that off the old bucket list this year.
Nice. Hopefully you definitely get a room, because
Oh yeah,
if you are tailgating.
well no. So here's the bad thing. My friend and I, the original plan was to hope to go that the night before, like go on Friday, stay the week. The problem is I already have previous plans that Friday because the Eagles have to open in freaking Brazil. So they open up that Friday at 8 o'clock at night. So guess who's waking up at 6 a.m. to leave to go to freaking up to Penn State to get to a game by noon?
Wow.
Well, because I had the Eagles thing planned already. I can't cancel it now.
True.
But we're going. We're gonna get up there, but like 2 hours before kickoff, and then we're just gonna get a room the night till the next day because we're not driving home after all that. the same day. That's not happening.
No, you're missing out. There's nothing like a college tailgating versus pro tailgating are
Different animals.
totally different animals. Unless you're in the Muni lot in Cleveland, then it's an entertaining ordeal. But no, it's pretty cool. I have had the pleasure to get 2 Michigan State games under my belt. One against Minnesota and the other one against Ohio State. And both of them were really nice. Very cool. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Truly enjoyed them both. So yeah. And I think we were about 10 rows up from the end zone.
Nice.
It was really nice. It was like there's almost not a bad seat in Spartan Stadium at all. It was really nice. Really, really nice. What's that? I'm trying to get to a Michigan this year, but yeah. No. Really?
You don't say.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Well, yeah. Luckily, my buddy knows somebody who's a season ticket holder, so he just gave him his tickets. I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah,
And also,
I'm trying to hold off on the college football poll. We'll get to that once Zolt gets in here because wow.
It also
Woo.
helps. It also helps that their opponent for their home opener is Bowling Green. So
Oh, wow.
I know.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and once in a blue moon, as Suds likes to say, the blind chicken does find a kernel of corn once in a while. So, go ahead, just doubt a team one time and boom, you end up like Toledo whooping Michigan or Appalachian State whipping Michigan, Uh-oh, what's this? Kevin says, my son works for U of M. He's a physical therapist. Oh, there you go, Adam. There you go. There's a hookup for you. What did Bruiser will be missing out. He is on an impromptu date at Cedar Point. Shoot, Bruiser, you could have just drove by. Could have just had a double up in studio. So that does put us in. I do want to revert back to the NFL circus. Dallas Cowboys. You sent me the same thing I saw yesterday with oh my gosh, I forgot his name. Darn it. The guy's videos are fantastic. I think he does a great job.
We are having a
And he did that one with Jerry Jones and Todd. The guy Todd. It's like, oh my gosh. You could have picked any other name, but no, he had to go with Todd. And of course, I keep thinking of the draft. Todd McShay is like Todd. Is like, no. But yeah, Jerry Jones and not the urgency of signing any of the guys. And I mean, it's not like that video was far off.
yeah.
He said it. Everybody says, oh, it could be this year. And it's like, well, you could start. Forgot who even said the wide receiver in the other corner was. But he even said, man, he goes, we can turn around and start Trey Lance and just barely miss the playoffs or even maybe make it. And Trey Lance will be the next great thing. He said, well, I don't need to pay Dak. I don't need to pay CDs. I don't need to pay Micah. So, he wasn't. And that's right. Yes, sir. It is almost Annie season. Yes. Hey, now. I would still love to get Annie on here as a guest. That would be a lot of fun. Annie does some great jobs with her videos. That she's our numero uno, but this other guy, he's getting to be a pretty strong second. But yes, looking forward to what Annie does every single week with all of her jerseys and shirts and what she has planned. I can't wait for her to do the first Aaron Rodgers one.
Oh,
This
no.
dude, I'm sorry, but you want to talk about somebody who's literally now just lost his marbles at this point? I have no idea. And he's like, "Oh, I need to go off grid and, have time to myself." It's like, really, dude? Really? Whatever. Your funeral, man. Uh-uh.
I have no
My
comments on
son
Aaron
also
Rodgers.
doesn't like people from Jersey. What's up with hating people from Jersey? What's up with that? Jeez, Kev.
Here, is that better?
Wow.
What did I do? I'm just here.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm just sitting here.
Yeah, jeez.
Again, not by my choice. I grew up here. I didn't pick this.
Right? I mean, damn. Kevin's just laughing. Jersey Shore is probably the reason. Oh, reality TV always leads to the big hits, right?
Jersey, don't get me started with Jersey Shore.
Something tells me you got a story.
No, I just think it's overrated.
Okay.
I'm not a big like I go to the shore. Like I used to see I'm an Ocean City, New Jersey guy. I don't go to Seaside. And I'm actually close to the seaside, but I don't go to it. Like I just don't like going there. Ever since Jersey Shore, that's the show was there, it's just a freaking like who the fuck
Mess.
who cares? Who cares?
That good. Okay.
I'm also not a shore person. Like I'm not a I'm not a beach person, and I'm not a boardwalk person because I'm not a big crowd person. I don't like being around a bunch of crowded areas like that. Coming from the guy who will go watch a baseball game with 45,000 nut jobs, but different circumstances. I'm just not a big beach. I'm just not a big beach boardwalk guy. Never have been. Now, if I'm invited, I'll go. I'll enjoy my time. I'll have fun. But I don't go down like every other weekend, every other week. I don't do stuff like that.
I know you're the big baseball guru.
What gave you that impression?
No, I don't know.
Something behind me?
Maybe that big old thing behind you. The Red Sox outfielder,
Oh,
Duran.
Yep.
I mean, I tell my players, doesn't matter at which age level, what grade level, you got to watch what you say. You got to keep your wits about you and just be smart about every situation because you never know when you're going to just get sucked into something. And to quote Star Wars, it's a trap. and you're going to get sucked into it. And it's just like, dude, come on, man. You got to be smarter.
I'm just laughing at Adam's comment. Sorry.
Sammy Zabarro, the second base. Oh my God. We don't know what you're talking about, Adam.
So, what base?
What base? What are you talking about?
What's Progressive Field?
Yeah.
I've heard of the Progressive Insurance. I don't know about the field.
The Jake.
The Jake.
It's always the Jake. It's always the Q. And it's always Brown Stadium.
And it's always the Cleveland Indians.
Damn right. Always the Cleveland Indians.
But going back to what you were just asking about Duran, the Red Sox outfielder. Look, and like here's the thing: you just said about what you tell your kids. Here's the thing: they're just kids, and like I'm not saying it's better or worse. I'm saying like the fact like it's great that they are taught those things at a young age when they're just basically playing in front of some family and friends and stuff like that. This guy is playing in front of 30,000 plus people a night, hundreds of media and cameras and microphones are around you. You need to know what and what not to say in the moment. I don't care if you're getting heckled by a fan.
Yeah, you've got
know the situation.
To be used to that.
Yeah, if you're not used to, and plus you're in Boston. You play in Boston. Go ask the Yankees how they feel about when they have to come to your own ballpark.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the crazier thing. You're at home.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, first, I'm a little surprised that he was getting heckled by his own crowd.
That's because the Red Sox are a joke right now.
But still, usually, if you're a pretty loyal fan, you're backing your crew no matter what. But my God, to turn around and literally just turn around and scream it at somebody. And it's just like, yeah, how about no?
Yeah, right.
So he's getting suspended for 2 games. 2 games. Right?
Yep, 2 games.
I would have suspended him the whole week.
I would have suspended him I would have gave him like a 10 game.
I would have gave him the whole week. I'd
Yeah.
have said you got 5 or 6. I'm like, no, that's going to cost you a little bit more than 2. I would have made it at least a week. There's just no room for that.
No, there's not.
You're a professional athlete. Behave like one. Kevin, I'll send you the link of I'll send you the article. I'll let you read it. I'm not even going to get into it, the exact quote. But it's just ridiculous. You should know better. As a professional athlete, there is a code of conduct in every single league. I'll even say it. Marble racing, you have a code of conduct. You can't say stupid stuff.
Oh,
There is a code of conduct in every single sport. It's totally stupid. And I mean, come on. Something like this, and especially with today's society, there's just no place for it. Personally, I personally think that there's never, ever should be a place for it. But really, there is no place for it. You are a professional athlete. That is your job. You are going to get heckled no matter what, home or away. It's going to happen. You need to have a thick skin. You mean to tell me that you didn't build up your thick skin from grade school through junior high and high school and then in the minors? You mean to tell me you weren't heckled in the minors?
Yeah, right.
Come on, man.
You've probably been heckled
Really.
1,000. You've probably been heckled 1,000 times this year. How do you think you think you're telling me you weren't heckled when you go to New York to play the Yankees, the team whose fans hate you the absolute most?
Most. Well, and Cleveland is a strong second.
Heck, I went to Pittsburgh last year and I heckled a Cardinals player and I wasn't even a fan of either team. Okay, here's the story, right?
I was just gonna say, hey, hang on a second. Whoa, wait a minute. Pittsburgh Cardinals, Philly fan.
I've also
Wow.
well,
I was gonna say, well, that's an interesting trip.
Well, my buddy and I went to Pittsburgh the year prior to go to PNC Park because we really wanted to go to that ballpark. So we went again last year when we told Tyler about it, and he was intrigued. Like, Pittsburgh sounds like a nice place. So we went for a couple more extra days, and we had some things that we did there. We had a fun time, but we went to 2 Pirates games. One was planned, one was not. The one that we had planned, we were sitting out in the outfield, and Wilson Contreras was hitting for the Cardinals. He struck out. He was arguing. He got ejected. And I decided to scream all the way out from center field, "You're not Yadier Molina. So stop complaining." I cannot confirm nor deny there was some alcohol consumption before that, but yeah, I decided to scream out saying that "You're not Yadier Molina" at the top of my lungs. But the good thing is I wasn't ejected, so I'm not that stupid. So I don't heckle that. I don't heckle guys at all. I just had some fun with it.
Okay.
But no, I still agree to the fact that 2 games for this guy is not enough. It should have been a minimum of 5.
Yeah. Like I said, I agree. It should have been the week. 100%. It should have been the week.
Yeah.
I think 2 games is barely the slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
And Kevin's just caught up with it. Yeah, exactly. It should have been the week. I mean, you really got to hit this guy, because it's not like he's major. He's like that mid-level, and it's like, yeah, that's going to cost him in the pocket. And it's like, and it should. It totally should. That's just uncalled for. Absolutely uncalled for. And he came out and he apologized and everything, but it's the point of it is in the moment, like you said, know the situation, know where you're at.
Yeah, read the room.
Yeah, exactly. Look at Kevin coming with numbers. Zolt's gonna be mad at you, man. You're gonna be taking his job, putting numbers up, be new stats man. Yeah, 2 games, it's barely gonna hit him. barely going to hit him. He's a nobody that being called a star.
Well,
Well, unfortunately, he's infamous now. He can make Suds's, list of, athletes doing stupid things, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
well, no, he's considered a star on the Red Sox since they've traded all their stars in the past 5 years. Too soon?
Maybe.
Well, sorry that I just don't like baseball teams that are in top 5 markets and act like they're the Oakland A's.
Ooh. We don't know what you're talking about. Stars don't make south of 1 million. Touche.
Agreed.
Oh, there's something
Like,
that just came across my screen over here. Look at this pretty.
oh boy.
Signed in Paris the other day, and Topps got it lock, stock, and barrel.
Oh
They said
boy.
the base card goes for $12. Just imagine what that autographed card is gonna go for. And that's a 1 of 1. I'll zoom that in so you all can see that nice 1 of 1 right here. Means that only one card got signed, folks. Just the one.
Holy.
Kevin said 1500. Nah. Keep going,
Nah.
dude. Keep going. No, it's gonna go for more than that. That'll go for more than that. And this is one of those Tops now, of course. Yeah, that's gonna go a lot more. A lot.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
gonna be a 5-figure card when it hits the market. That will be a 5-figure freaking card. That is a pretty sweet looking card, though. I
It is.
cannot deny. That is a nice looking card. Very nice. But my God, yeah. I mean, right now the NASCAR drivers are the ones. I mean, if ever since everybody can actually listening to the actual radios of the drivers, you know how much that those guys have had to clean up their language because they know that people are listening.
Well, what about what about now when the baseball players on Sunday Night Baseball are mic'd up for a whole inning?
Oh, I love that.
Oh, it's so great. But could you imagine like a fly ball being hit to them and just saying, "Holy shit"?
When they did it in the All-Star game a few years back, I loved it.
Yeah,
Loved it. And I said then, they need to do this like during regular games. That
Oh
would be
yeah,
so cool if they did it during regular games.
yeah. And they only do it once a week on Sunday Night Baseball, and I think it's the greatest thing ever.
Because it literally gets you. Sorry, have a moth or I don't know what that is attracted to the light bulb up there. All of a sudden, just flew in.
I
Like,
thought
where
a
the
UFO
hell did
was.
that come from?
I thought a UFO just landed in your house.
No, I'm like, how did that even get in? Unless the back door wasn't closed all the way. That's a little odd. It's like, oh, okay. Had something flying around the room.
Lovely.
But no, I love having the players mic'd up. That's why I don't mind the football players. That's why I think I like the XFL second go around, is because you got to listen to the guys and listen to the play calling, and you got to listen to the defensive guys as well as the offensive guys. I was all in.
Yeah.
I was all in. I said, this is great. But you couldn't do that with the NFL. You can't do it with the NFL.
No.
Everybody, I mean, it's literally It's like, hey, this is our playbook. Well, okay, it's your playbook, but oops, yeah, you're gonna.
Can you
Oh
imagine
well,
you're sitting on a Sunday night football and you're freaking got like Joe Burrow mic'd up. It's like, all right, guys, Black 42, 845. Joe, you're mic'd up. Shit. Well, now that yeah, here's the thing. They could try doing a mic up thing now that Bill Belichick's no longer in the league.
are we a little salty?
No, no,
Okay,
you know
just
why?
check.
No, you know why? Because I still beat him in the Super Bowl at least once. I didn't blow a 28-3 lead.
Yeah. Kev, it's about to be put in the box. It'll be put in one of those nice, expensive boxes that nobody can afford. No general Joe Schmo can afford. They'll put it in one of those boxes. Especially because it was the tops now. So, you'll have to buy that box for like $2,000 to $3,000 and see if you get whatever you get in it. But yeah, I totally expect that card to go 5 digits easily. Kevin
Oh
says,
yeah.
nope, it's going to be a redemption. Nah, I don't think so. It'll be in this year's, it'll be in this year's, probably this year's release. Zolt is a little late.
Just a little. He said an hour.
Well, Kevin says he's on Top's website. So somebody's gonna have to get the redemption card and then turn around and get it. Well, hey, at least they're making it a fair shot then.
Yeah, right. At least he's
Not
getting a
bad.
shot.
Not bad. In fact, I said, somebody, I don't know what they did or how I got it. Somebody had sent me with a couple of cards just in general, for Bryce. There was a redemption card sent, and the date was already passed to do the redemption for it. And ironically enough, Upper Deck still had them. It's a Logan Stanley Winnipeg Jets autographed rookies card.
Ooh,
That's a pretty nice looking card.
nice.
The dude's not a mainstay player whatsoever, but it's still a really nice card. A really nice card. It is seriously even more impressive in person, especially the way the design of the card was. And it's autograph on card. It's not like on the little tags and then they put the tag on the card. This is
Yeah.
an actual on card auto. And I was surprised when just for the heck of it, I just went ahead and said, yeah, I'll plug it in. Why not? And sure enough, it goes, yeah, no, redemption successful. And I think it was maybe a week later, it popped up in the mail. And I was like, wow, okay. So, hey, just future food for thought. Just because you see a redemption may be expired, you never know.
You never know what's going to happen.
That one expiration, by the way, 18 months old. Yes. It was an expiration in 2022.
Jeez.
And it's still processed. So
Wow.
they must know that people may still eventually come across these cards and have them. Because that's a 2020 rookie, by the way. Kevin says you have a limited time to purchase it. The base cards. It's available from August 10th to the 13th. It's only a couple of days. So you can buy one base card for $11.99, 5 cards for $49.99. Yeah, but when you flood the market with it, Kev, you even know you flood the market with it, it's going to depreciate the value. I mean, unless that's the only way you're going to try to get a redemption for the autograph, which is probably more than likely. But that's still stupid. But hey,
Is it as stupid as acquiring a disgruntled player over their contract and not giving them a new contract?
like Reddick,
I'm just
I
asking.
don't know.
Just asking.
Uh, asking for a friend.
All I'm gonna say is that I know it's wishful thinking, but Howie Roseman has the chance to do the funniest thing ever.
Okay.
And say, just call the Jets back and say, hey, how's that working out for you? I'll gladly take them back.
Wow.
Oh, but since you pissed them off more than what I did, I'm only giving you a 2028 sixth round pick.
Yeah. Adam says, I need Mud City breaks again. Missing them. Yeah, Adam, I was going to say, I think that's how, we got a few of our cool jerseys too. In fact, I remember that's how I got the Ole Miss DK Metcalf jersey back when they were doing those breaks. They actually did the jersey breaks and they did a fantastic job. And when DK Metcalf came out of one of those, that was a pretty cool catch.
Bless you.
Excuse me. uh so they want people to buy these base cards and some lucky schmuck will get the redemption. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's it. That's how you became the Lightning fan too. Yeah, because they did baseball, football, and hockey. They didn't do too much with basketball, but baseball, football, and hockey they did. And it was nice to get some of the hockey stuff. Of course, the one time I happened to be on the road and I wasn't able to turn around and get the number 9, they opened up a Wayne Gretzky. I about lost it. I was like, man, that sucks. It's like totally sucked. But hey, it is what it is. But no, so you got to try to buy the base cards in order to try to get the redemption card, and odds of that'll be slim to none, and Slim's in a bar somewhere.
Slim the nun and Slim's in a bar somewhere.
Yep, and he's not anywhere near us. Jamie J. McCarthy to miss the Vikings night practice with knee soreness. I don't know why all of a sudden that's big news. I mean, you're going to come across it, people.
Welcome to football, where eventually you will be sore.
Yeah. I mean, especially when it comes to NFL regiment versus college regiment.
Yeah, right.
Was there other the Indians and Cubs get a little closer. Cubs 8, Indians 9, bottom of the 8th, no outs with guys on first and second. Getting a little closer. The Indians had a big old lead on them earlier. It's like, not anymore. They sneaking back in there. They're trying to creep back up, but hopefully, hey, you got guys on first and second with no out. That's not a bad ordeal for the bottom of the 8th. Let's get those couple of runs, get those insurance runs, as I like to call them. Get them babies in.
Got to get some insurance.
I'm just trying to tag Zolt here. Let's go. Waiting on the college football thing. I'm working this. It's like we can only delay it for so long. Usually he's in here at 9 o'clock. It's like, come on, man.
Okay, well, so let's talk about this freaking let me just say something real quick about the Reddick situation again,
Shoot.
because here is again what I can't stand. You're trading for a player, right? You want this player. He has already come out publicly, basically saying he is disgruntled by his contract. How the heck are you not going to freaking make sure you have a contract in place for him to at least start your negotiation process? We brought this up on 609 a few hours ago. The Giants, because this happened when we were doing Birds of the Gridiron, because the day we were on this day was the day the Eagles signed Saquon Barkley. An hour into our show, the reports came out that the Giants had acquired pass rusher Brian Burns from the Panthers, in which they paid him a new contract of $105 million. How did the Jets not understand how to do this? Oh, wait. It's the Jets.
You know, I still have a big problem with all these guys and all these players going into their last year and having that leverage all the time of, I'm not going to turn around and play. I want to get traded. It's like, no. If I sign a contract with an employer, I have to finish out the contract.
I agree with that as well. I do agree
I'm
with that.
sorry. This is getting ignorant. Until your contract is officially up and done,
Then we'll
you
talk.
are stuck. You are stuck with what you have. And Brock Purdy is a perfect example, by the way. Yes, he's already been on the way to almost 2 Super Bowls, but has been in the playoffs, been to the Super Bowl, and he is making a serious rookie minimum, being Mr. Irrelevant. And the 49ers haven't flinched 1 inch about another contract. You finish playing out the contract you've got. End of story. I'm sorry. I don't see where you guys get off of being able to, I'm sorry. No, I don't want to do that. It's like, well, sorry, but you have to finish and fulfill the contract.
Agreed.
If the NFL and the NFLPA are both smart, that needs to be set up in the CBAs. That should be in all the leagues. I'm sorry, no. You finish out your contract that you signed. If they want to turn around and renegotiate to you, fine. But you don't get to demand it. No. I'm sorry. You haven't earned that right. And I'm sorry, if you've done well, then guess what? If you've done well, that's what the bonuses are in your contract. That's what they're there for. So no, I'm sorry. You don't get to go jump ship or go get traded. No, your butt is sitting there staying, and you will finish playing out your contract that you signed for.
Well, did you see the White Sox pitcher that had contract demands during the trade deadline?
No, I did not.
Let me see if I can go find it. If you have something else to say about the Rex situation, go ahead. I'll see if I can find it real quick.
I'm just gonna tap here on Reddick because he's saying he's missed 21 days of training camp already, hitting a $50,000 fine a day. So far, it's almost been $2 million. And it's like, guess what, dude? Yep. And you better pay every damn freaking penny of it, because you don't deserve. No, you want to renegotiate contracts, you turn around and you get it done after you fulfilled the next one. You don't get the option of, because I'm doing so much more, it's, or I've done so much better. It's like, well, that's what your bonuses are for. Finish out that contract. You want to sit there and try to renegotiate something. Well, if you went from the secondary level guy to primary starter, okay, fine. That gives you a little bit more leeway. I can see that. So if you all of a sudden went and you became, Maurice Jones-Drew, and you went from being the kickoff return dude to all of a sudden you're the starting running back, sure, I could see it. And In Brock Purdy's case, yeah, you could have probably inquired on this year and maybe have gotten a little bit more out of it. But I think he's playing it smart right now. He's playing it smart. He's sitting back. He's waiting because you know what? When the market turns and all these other quarterbacks all of a sudden are going to get their little big cut, he's going to be up on that list if they pull off another season like they have for the past 2 years. They will totally be able to do that, and he will have deserved that at that point. So I don't disagree with that. The Lord of the Rings is about to enter, by the way.
Okay, so real quickly. Oh my
There
God.
he is.
You
I
weren't
told
kidding.
you, I said Lord of the Rings is about to enter the room.
One ring to rule them all.
Wow. Mary's got that ring. That's right. You said it, brother.
So real
That's
quickly, I found the Garrett Crochet contract. Now, let me explain this, right? This was leading up to the Major League Baseball trade deadline. This is why, if anybody watched my show last week and I did a hitting home segment about the White Sox, this is why I had them as big time losers, because they had the opportunity to sell off their big name players, which was starting pitcher Garrett Crochet and outfielder Luis Robert, to try to accumulate some prospects like the Marlins did. The Marlins know they stink, and they're just going to go unload all their players, get prospects, and start over. The White Sox did not do that. Now, there are implications that aren't their fault, and this is one of them. This was Garrett Crochet's demands if he was traded. This is from John Heyman. Garrett Crochet plans. Now this is from July 31st. This is before the deadline. Okay. Garrett Crochet plan with the White Sox is to pitch a normal workload as a starter until the end of the regular season. If he is traded, he would need an extension to pitch in October. He would not move to the bullpen and would not take any type of breaks. So this guy literally said, I'm not pitching in October unless I have a contract extension because I just want to plan to have a normal workload as a starter. I'm sorry. If I'm trading for you and you've been on my team for about 5 whole minutes, but I'm trying to win a World Series, but you don't want to pitch in October to get me to that World Series, how the hell am I supposed to extend you if you don't want to pitch for me in October?
Did he ask for a masseuse too? Sorry, couldn't resist. I couldn't resist it. I was waiting because as soon as you said his demands, I'm going, oh, I got you.
And hold on, this is not a third. This is nobody. This is not an established name. Okay, this is not your Zach Wheelers or your Garrett Coles. This is a 26-year-old who's pitching on the worst team in Major League Baseball. All I would have called him up and said, "Dude, I'm taking you from a 90 loss team to an on pace for 90 win team. Shut up and pitch." Would not pitch in the playoffs unless he had a contract extension. What do you think this is? Could you pitch it? Could you start 2 games for my franchise? Then we could talk. This isn't the NFL and how this works. You have like 5 years of team control left. I'm not signing you to nothing. Because you know how baseball teams are, Georgie. They will take them arbitration years all the way, and they will wait them out.
Yep.
So yeah, that was the outlandish Garrett Crochet contract demands leading up to the deadline 2 weeks ago.
Unbelievable.
Well, don't you wish you could demand stuff like this in your life? I wish I could demand it.
Yeah, I'd make sure that short-term disability is like 75% instead of 30.
Yeah, right.
Or even 50. Yeah. Well, now that Mr. Zolt has graced us with his presence,
the Zolts, man,
we can officially start to talk about what the AP wants us to do. Talk about how stupid their preseason college football poll is.
Well, first off, I do have a question for Zolt. How is all this stuff working from Middle Earth for you?
I mean, honestly, you'd be surprised at the reception from Mount Doom. It's pretty impressive.
I thought Mount Doom. Wait, are you sure you're not coming from freaking what the frick's the day? I forget. See, I can't even make the joke now.
You can't make the.
Damn it!
Trying to go from the Shire? Are you? Trying to go from the Shire?
No, sir.
No, he's from the top of Minas Tirith. That's where he's
at. No. I'm at Mount Doom. You got that nice tower there that provides you with reception like you would. I mean, reception from hell. Let me tell you, it's pretty impressive.
So you have an eye up on the competition
all the time.
All right.
All the time.
Yes. Well played all the way around, gentlemen. Well played. Well done.
I heard the residents around there aren't very nice, so you may need to carry some protection, maybe a sword or two.
I mean, let me look. I'm just hanging around with people that are gonna, they're getting me used, getting me ready for next weekend. Let me just put it that way.
Oh.
George was telling me about the drafts next week. I said, so if I come on next week and the people have a bunch of black and blues, I'll understand why.
I swear to God, there's gonna be more people watching this thing than actually drafting. That's the way it's sounding like.
Especially with visitors coming.
That's what I'm saying.
Suds even said, "Who's coming?" I say, "Oh, well, ironically enough, we do have special guests. Adam so far has punched his ticket.
He has RSVP'd.
Yes, as well as the Scene Snobs, Math and Smash, are going to be making their appearance. And for those who do not know, they can catch them during the football season as they're the Betting Bros and have done a very nice job in the establishments of not only just their opinions on pro football, but college football as well. Matt also, they also turn around and Dan has a awesome cocktail show too that you definitely want to check out. And in fact, I have been privy to know that he will be making us a couple of nice ones during our draft. So looking forward to that. The draft is going to be extra special this year.
All right, so now I really need to ask Shrods if I'm driving him or not.
Bingo.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir. Yep. Definitely want to make sure. Ubers, designated drivers, Lyfts, whatever.
Well, can Zolt not just take an Eagle from Middle Earth? Like that's the pinnacle of transportation out there, isn't it not?
You don't just call up an Eagle.
So call Gandalf
and
get one from him. What do you want me to do?
One does not simply call an Eagle to fly to Waterford.
It's just like the one just simply doesn't not have a fan to sleep with.
George, I don't think we're hitting home enough on the Lord of the Rings jokes.
I swear to God, ladies and gentlemen, everybody who is watching, number one, I apologize. Number two, it doesn't get better from here. I'm sorry.
Well, I want to know if George picked up on what I said. There was a joke inside the joke there.
Yeah, it's like I said, when Zolt first even came on and he said one ring to rule them all, I said, "Yep," and Mary has it on her hand.
You guys, you ain't wrong.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
I'm dumb, but I ain't stupid.
Right? No, congratulations, of course, are in order, sir.
Yes, congratulations again.
I appreciate that. I really do. I thank everybody for all the well wishes. I don't want to say long time coming, but yeah, whatever. It
Yeah.
is what it is.
You guys have just strategically, it was strategic timing. That's all it had to be. Had to be strategic timing.
Yeah, it's been a weird year. So like
Yeah.
George, like I told you, I had that thing since like October, November.
Yep.
It was like,
Yep.
but just one thing after another, snowball, and then just like it finally settled for at least a little bit. So it's like, okay, you know what? I better do it now, otherwise it's going to be here for a year, and I might have to return it. I don't know. I don't know what happens after a year.
It's like, oh my gosh, it's not getting tarnished.
Thank you, Adam. I appreciate it. I got you. I understand. I have been there once before.
Yeah.
If you start hearing people say "my precious," just bounce.
Well, no, they've already got the precious. They got Danny.
Yeah, this is true.
I know.
They already got the precious.
Can we just call it what it is? The rest of the night's going to consist of terrible Lord of the Rings jokes. Let's just call it how we say it.
Yeah.
Now,
Well,
do not. Let's
Sauron,
not make any.
AKA Jim Harbaugh, he's already left the building, so he's already gone.
That's
He has been vanquished.
Big time.
Justin Herbert probably looks at Jim Harbaugh like Gollum looked at that damn ring.
Yeah, that's true. Mr. Harbaugh can show off that ring and go, "Hey, you want one of the? You want to get this level? Let's go."
And then Justin Herbert's like, "Do you want to get one at this level?"
Hey, listen, for what Jim did in San Francisco and was damn close.
He was.
I am not gonna look at San Diego like it's gonna kind of be it's a stepping stone. No, I'm not. I'm gonna be a little cautious. Especially when it has time to have to pick winners and losers every week. I think we're gonna look at the Chargers just a little bit closer.
Jim's probably just happy to be back in the NFL, and this time with a real franchise.
Sorry, he was with a real franchise. The one
Michigan,
that hasn't had to.
I mean,
one
Michigan
who,
was
one
definitely...
who has not had to move. One that has not had to move.
Still hate the fact that they moved him out of San Diego.
It was a poor decision, but
No,
I don't think they're going back.
I'm happy that Jim did go back to the NFL. Not saying about the rivalry thing, but I think Jim actually is a better pro coach than he is college coach. I really do believe that. Like I said, especially for the years he was with San Francisco and how he literally did turn that franchise on a dime, because I know, being the super fan that I am, they were just horrible. And all of a sudden it was like, wait a minute, you have the same guys. You've got the same quarterback even. What the hell did you do?
Yep.
And bam, next thing you know, ta-da, you're in a Super Bowl. Huh? How did that happen?
I will say this. We've had this discussion, obviously, but just my concern about Jim Harbaugh in the NFL is I don't know that his shtick works long term. I don't know if it's the kind of thing that professional football players can hear year in and year out and not just start to tune them out. I'm 100%, I understand the energy and all that. I just don't know that plays with your 8-year veteran in the league. I don't know how well that works.
Yeah,
time will tell.
Yeah,
I think
I agree, because I think what happened, of course, we know what happened, is Michigan threw so much money at him that he couldn't pass it up. But I mean, if Michigan was doing all right and they didn't need him to come back as a coach, I totally believe Jim would have still been in San Francisco, just like his brother is still with Baltimore. I truly believe Jim would still be in San Francisco because his system that he actually had it worked. It worked with the players he had. And again, Sam and I chatted about that a little bit earlier, talking about Ayuk, which we know you heard. And it is all on the system. Now, of course, being that the Chargers are mid-level, and getting rid of a few consistent injured players, and bringing in different guys, let's see what he can do. I mean, if he pulls off Miracle 2.0, more power to him and give him another raise.
Well, here's the funny thing, right? They are trying to work. They're trying to work through.
Yeah. You can thank Jed York all day, twice on Sunday.
What cracks me up is like they're trying to work through getting rid of the injured players. You know, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler. Immediately following that up with J.K. Dobbins, who's had 2 or 3 lower leg injuries in the past 2 years.
Yeah, I don't know what their GM is thinking on this.
Well, this is to me, this year is a transition year for the Chargers. It's not going to be, I don't think the turnaround will be like as quick as the San Fran one was. I don't think they'll be in the Super Bowl in 2 years. I think it's going to take a couple more years for them to get some weapons around Justin Herbert. I like what the philosophy with Dobbins and Gus Edwards is they want to run the football more. They want to take They want to take pressure off of Herbert and not have him throw the ball 10,000 times. They actually want to run the football more. So I like where they're going with it. I don't know how good their wide receiver core is right now. Quentin Johnson has not looked very promising early on. They did draft McConkey from Georgia, who I like him a lot. But it's definitely a transition year. The one thing I will say is, Zolt brought up about about Harbaugh and his thing being long term. At least the one good thing for Harbaugh now is he has coached in the NFL before. So now it's like when here's the thing: Chip Kelly came into the league and he was trying to do whatever his Chip Kelly act was. None of those Eagle players gave a shit about what he was saying.
No.
When they started seeing him sell off pieces I can cut Deshaun Jackson tomorrow and our offense will be fine. No, it won't, genius. It's the best deep threat in the NFL. Oh, I can trade LaShawn McCoy tomorrow and we'll be fine. No, genius. Can't do that either. He thought, that's the thing. Chip Kelly's ego is literally what had cost him his whole NFL coaching career. And he'll never, and I said it, when McCoy and Jackson made that podcast about him, I said it. It was already basically confirmed. You'll never see him in the NFL again. He won't even get OC jobs now. You'll never see him again. I don't think Harbaugh's got, now I know Harbaugh is Harbaugh, but I don't think he's got that type of an ego like Chip did. Chip really just thought nothing could go wrong in his system. Well, fast forward 2 years, 2015, we had no wide receivers, no running back, no offensive linemen. It kind of happens when you cut Pro Bowl wide receivers, Pro Bowl interior offensive linemen, and you don't replace them. Kind of gets worse for you. But no, I think Harbaugh will be fine. I'm ecstatic just for Herbert's sake because Herbert needed something better than what Staley was giving him.
Yeah. I mean, I completely agree with you as far as this being a transition year. He definitely does not have the pieces that he wants.
No.
He started that path. I mean,
yeah.
I think when Joe Alt fell to them, he was just ecstatic. That was the biggest piece he was looking for. So, I mean, Herbert should be happy. He needs to understand he's not going to be throwing nearly as much anymore. But maybe that'll be a good thing. So
yeah. And here's the thing, Adam's comment saying how it wasn't a fit. That was Chip honestly early on did fit. LaShawn McCoy led the league in rushing his first year in that system. Deshaun Jackson had one of his best statistical seasons. Jeremy Maclin in 2014 had his best statistical season. Hell, that offense made Riley Cooper look like a competent NFL wide receiver. He did fit. He could not get out of his own way.
Yeah.
He could not get out of his own way. And they were saying they called up players on their podcast. They called up Jason Peters. They even called up Brandon Graham, who's still on the Eagles. And they said he wasn't comfortable around NFL players. He just wasn't comfortable with he tried to feel like they were a bunch of college kids, and that's not going to work here. That's the one.
Almost like he didn't know how to handle people he couldn't intimidate.
Yeah. There's other ways of saying this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say.
I'm sure.
We kind of get where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
But like that's it with Harbaugh. Like he's that time in San Fran, and now he's back. It's not like he's a first time NFL guy. And to the Chargers, their defense is loaded when healthy. I mean, Derwin James, Asante Samuel Jr. For some reason, Brandon Staley was supposed to be a defensive-minded head coach, but yet they had one of the worst defenses in the league. So now I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't he bring his defensive coordinator from Michigan with him?
He brought a few people.
Okay.
I believe that is one of them. He brought a few people ahead of the Chargers. Yes.
Well, it's not surprising.
It's not surprising whatsoever.
We want to have some guys you're familiar with at least.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
but if healthy, that's still a decent defense, at least. So the defense will have to probably keep them in a lot of games. Their offense, like I said, it's not the worst I've seen, but it doesn't have a lot of household names right now. They're still trying to work through all that.
It's pieces is what it is.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's getting them to fit together and figuring out the rest of the pieces that you're going to need.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, like you guys are saying, Harbaugh's been there before, so I think that is a big plus.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly couldn't hurt. I mean, he's not Josh McDaniels, so
no.
May or may not have been on that bandwagon when he was an Eagles candidate, but we won't talk about that.
Aren't you glad that it didn't happen, though?
Oh God, yeah, absolutely. That guy. He's another one. He's a mess when he's a head coach. Offensive coordinator, he's fine, but when he's a head coach, he's a mess. Like the dude just cannot coach his own team.
Yeah, he just doesn't have it for whatever reason.
Like at least Patricia understood that and knew he couldn't coach. Unfortunately, he's only came to your expense, but still. At least Patricia just went back and said, yeah, I'm just not going to coach and be a head coach ever again. This guy just doesn't understand it.
As I would love to have Jack Del Rio here in Cleveland as a DC. Oh my God. Dude is an awesome DC. Awesome DC. Would love to have him.
They got Jim Schwartz right now. That's not bad.
No.
Fantastic DC.
No. Good DC.
Yeah.
Brutal as a head coach.
Oh, he was horrible.
Brutal as a head coach, but DC, no, all day.
No, he was, take him as a DC any day of the week.
Yeah, because I remember people were
the Browns also have what's his face from Tennessee now as their DB's coach. The Titans' old head coach.
Oh, is it Vrabel?
Vrabel. Yeah.
How he did not get a head coaching job or a DC job is beyond me.
It just depends on who wants that type of system.
Fair point. But yeah, I remember when the Browns last year, they brought in Schwartz and people were like, Eagle fans were making jokes about it. I said, that Browns team's got way more talent in their secondary than those Eagles teams ever did. The Eagles' best defensive back under Jim Schwartz was Malcolm Jenkins. Outside of that, it was a whole bunch of whatever. The Browns' defense was always loaded with talent, just didn't have the right coach.
And people are going to say, well, it's easy to do with Myles Garrett. It's like, no, because you know what? You actually have to have a system that uses him properly.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
It's almost like people don't understand that talent and coaching have to go together, people. You can't just have one and not the other, or I don't understand why it's so hard to understand that. What is this?
This is what we've been waiting for Mr. Zolt to pop in to discuss. And it's unfortunate that Bruiser's out at Cedar Point right now because I know he's just wanted to rip about the spot in number 2.
I'm just
it's-
look.
It,
I have an
it
easy.
is what it is.
Just burn it. I mean, we're fine. It's just burn it.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, it's a preseason look. Relax.
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
say this.
they're like, how did Michigan go to 9? It's like, well, let's see. You lost 18 main starters and a head coach and a few other coaches. You're gonna take a hit.
I honestly do
gonna
not have an
happen.
argument for Michigan being at 9. I mean, that's perfectly acceptable considering what they lost.
Yeah,
I can tell you right now, I have zero clue how well our quarterback plays. No clue whatsoever. I'll say this. I think this will be the second year in a row now where we have lost defensive starters and the defense got better. Which, considering how good the defense was 2 years ago and then increased to last year, I think that defense is going to be scary this year, despite the losses. Offense, your guess is as good as mine.
yeah. I mean, especially for as much as Ohio State lost too. I said, man, I don't know about that. I even was like,
Let me throw my opinion out here. I'm going to focus on the top 4. I think the teams are right. None of them are in the right spot.
yeah, I agree with that. Texas should be up. Texas should be 2.
Let me start with the fun thing for me to say. Ohio State should be 4.
Agree. I'd
have
almost say
agreed.
5. I'd almost say 5, but
like I said, I'm focused on the top 4. I mean, it
Yeah.
could be right.
because I don't think 5 should even be there. I'm sorry.
I-
I don't think
I
5
have-
should be there.
I have zero clue how Will Howard's going to do. I honestly don't know if he's better than what you got rid of. I couldn't tell you. And I don't think your O line is as stacked as some people seem to think it is. It'll be
Yeah.
decent, good enough. I don't know. 3
Serviceable.
serviceable. 3, I think, should start as Georgia. I understand. Yes, I understand Georgia is going for national championship 3 out of 4 years. I understand that. I'm not giving it to them. I'm not gift wrapping it. Start them at 3. Texas should be 2. Oregon should be 1. And the
Really?
reason I say that is I think at the end of all of this, Oregon wins the college football playoff. Despite the fact that they're replacing Bo Nix. Because besides that, they're returning 24 upperclassmen on offense. They're returning like 45 upperclassmen all around. They have experience. And frankly, Dan Lanning is one hell of a coach.
I don't
He is.
disagree.
Lanning, I think, honestly, is going to get coach of the year. So that's what I was looking at. Other than that, the only real comment, why is Notre Dame there? Besides the fact that they're Notre Dame, why are they there?
They'll be out of the top 10 by week 3 anyway.
Yeah.
I also don't think. Here's the thing.
Are they just sitting there just trying to go, well, it's just the name?
Yes.
And it's like, no, I'm sorry.
Just like always.
You lost a lot of players and you did lose your primary coach, who was a guru and a half. Yeah, I don't think Bama should even be sniffing that. I really don't. And especially up that high. Holy cow.
It's Bama. You know they're always going to be high.
I'm sorry. No Nick Saban, and I believe 15 15 starters gone. So no, I'm sorry. I don't see it.
I agree with you, but it's
I
Bama.
don't. I just don't see it. I am sorry. Bama goes back to the unfortunate reality of, hey, guess what? You were good for a while. Now you become Auburn again.
Oh God. Or you can
Wow.
Yep, I said it. Yep. Yeah, I said it. Hey, Ohio State's going to fall to the same spiel, too. They're going to fall out. They're going to fall out. It's just a matter of time. It really is. That's why I looked at this and I went, oh, this is ugly. When they said, oh, yeah, Georgia and Ohio State lead the top, and I'm going, no, don't do that. I don't want that. I'm like, no, thank you. No, thank you.
Oh.
Adam.
Yep.
George,
That
can you zoom out a tiny bit? Can you get to 12? Or no?
Yep.
I suppose my question.
Get out of here.
Okay. Missouri and Utah. My question is, which of those 12? Oh, okay. Chill. Calm down.
Sorry. I was trying to squeeze the whole top 25 for a second.
Yes, but I have to be able to read it.
My bad. The
only see-
logos are a little small there, Grips.
Look, hang on. Let me look through the bifocal part. So out of your top 12, who's not going to make the playoff?
Probably Penn State.
I was going to say
It
no.
wouldn't surprise me.
I would say I still don't think Alabama's going to make it. Well, because we're into that 12-team playoff thing this year.
Mm-hmm.
And Clemson is sitting on that outside. Tennessee is sitting over there. LSU definitely could, like I said, I don't think Bama sees it. I honestly don't think Alabama. I think Alabama, if I even had to go through, like I said, Ohio State's schedule is what it is. And they'll probably finish 8, 9.
They'll beat Penn State, which is a guarantee.
Michigan and Penn State are a coin flip. I mean, like you said, Dave, you just don't know what the offense is going to be. And especially when they lost so many of the offensive starters, you have no idea what you're looking at. So,
And
because Michigan's schedule is light too.
Yes and no. I brought up
outside of the most obvious one that we will be, looking at. Adam says Notre Dame, Ole Miss, Penn State, and Utah. I agree with Utah. And Notre Dame, I can see Notre Dame sneaking in. Ole Miss is a lot better, so I'm going to disagree on that one too. The other two, yeah, I could go.
Here's the thing. I'm never going to expect anything from Penn State as long as Franklin's the coach. Every big game they play every year, they will lose. They are going to lose to Michigan, like they always do. They're going to lose to Ohio State, like they always do. The other thing also that drives me crazy is I personally think over the last 4 quarterbacks that I've watched at Penn State, between Drew Aller, Sean Clifford, Trace McSorley, and Christian Hackenberg. Yes, I go that far back. I think Aller has the most talent out of those 4. And I don't think Franklin has any clue how to coach his talent at all, because the kid has actually got a cannon but he's so used to just coaching game managers at this point, he just doesn't know what to do with this guy.
That's
And I feel
not
bad
his
for the
style.
kid.
Yeah.
Because I love Aller. Like I can't wait to actually go finally get to see him play in person. Because I don't know what Franklin is going to do with him this year, and it's not in a good way either. Like we were sitting here talking about Harbaugh, like he may make Herbert look like an All Pro. I think Aller is being held back by Franklin's coaching, and not to mention again, you couldn't beat. You could literally just put the student section of Michigan on the field, and they'd lose to them. They would lose just to the student section because it's James Franklin. If you play Penn State and you have a number next to your name because you're in the top 25, just pencil in a win because Franklin doesn't play and coach big games well at all.
I'm gonna I brought up a couple schedules just to take a look at it. I mean, number one, I'm penciling in 2 losses for Michigan right off the bat. I'm penciling in the loss to Texas early in the season, and I'm penciling in a loss to Oregon when they come to the Big House in November. The Ohio State game's a coin flip.
Really? Or okay.
Here's the thing. It is conceivable a 3-loss Michigan team gets in. And I'm piggybacking off of a conversation that was held on the local sports radio today. And the reason they would get in is because branding and travel. And the college football playoff knows that. They know that school travels. And I brought up the reason, number one, Texas is phenomenal. They're going to catch us early. It's going to be our second game. I imagine it's their second game.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll have found our footing yet. As far as Oregon, Idaho, Boise State, Oregon State, UCLA, Michigan State, October 12th, Ohio State goes out west to Oregon. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Ohio State a better team at the end of the year than they are at the beginning?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think the Buckeyes lose that game. Especially having to go out there.
Yeah, this is not, last year we even said, you got some 1-loss teams that were making it in. This year you're going to have
at least 2
loss teams. It's not going to be a surprise. Yeah. You will have some 2-loss teams sitting 9 through 12 or even 8 through 12 easily. Yeah. You will have 2-loss teams. This will almost, because now I even saw the article and we even talked about it. The Power 5 now became the Power 4. Yeah. And you're everything you are going to, there will, if somebody, it's going to be a big if, and it's going to happen fast. If somebody can remain undefeated to finish in the top 4, it's going to be a big if.
This is what I'm getting at, though. That's October 12th. 3 weeks later, November 2nd, is when Oregon goes to the Big House. And I'm sorry, that literally is the last stepping stone in between them and winning the Big Ten. There are no other huge games on the schedule. That's it.
No.
So they beat Ohio State. That target is going to be on Michigan because that's an undefeated season potentially right there. So again, that's why I'm putting that down for an L.
I don't know. It's you can catch the team at the wrong time or at the right time, and especially for them coming into the Big House, which they've been there. That's an intimidating stadium.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
And especially for a team coming from the West Coast. Yeah, you're not just flying in like the Washington and flying back. No, right. You're making a healthy trip into one of the biggest freaking stadiums you guys have probably ever seen, and they're looking to whoop you. There is a butt whooping that they plan on putting on you.
And I completely agree in the aspect that, yeah, it can be very tough to play there. It can be incredibly difficult. However, we're also talking about the team that I believe is the number one team in the country. They're going to come in there and they're going to handle it. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout by any stretch. They're going to come in, they're going to handle their business. And I hate saying that. I mean, you know me.
Yeah.
I bleed blue, but I'm just trying to be realistic here.
And that's what makes us the wise guys of, hey, yeah, we don't let our fandom turn around and speak. We're realistic. And that's why I said, if Ohio State makes it in 9, 10, 11, or 12, they'll be a 2-loss team. They'll be a 2-loss team. If they lose 3, they're out. Totally. But if it's a 2-loss, yeah, I could see 2 losses. But again, we're looking at a lot of these teams that will totally be 1, 2, and 3 loss teams. Adam turned around and said it right here. You've got Ole Miss, Bama, and Georgia all playing against each other. There's a rotation of 2 losses between all of them right there within 6 games. Right. The 3 games. You're looking at almost anybody can have 1 and 2 losses easily.
Well,
and it's like, guess what? It's starting to balance itself out when you're putting it like this. I mean, especially when you put Oregon in with the Big Ten. You know, we went up to 18 freaking schools.
I just pulled up Ohio State's schedule. There's nothing in non-conference for you to worry about. Michigan State, whatever. Your first ranked opponent is Iowa, who probably won't be ranked by the time you play them. Right. Then you have Oregon. Yep. I've already said I think you guys lose that game.
Especially traveling out there.
Then you are at home against Nebraska, which is going to be we just lost, so we're going to beat the crap out of you game.
Yep.
Then
that'll be a pretty spread. That'll be a pretty spread.
Yeah. At Penn State, you should win.
Yeah, I was going to say
not a
it
guarantee.
Doesn't scare me.
It
doesn't scare me anymore. Yeah.
Not worried about
Penn
Purdue, State, Northwestern, Indiana, and then Michigan.
And then you got Michigan.
So it's Oregon.
And Michigan.
If somehow Penn State scares you, whatever. And then, like I said, I called the Michigan-Ohio State a coin flip just because it's Michigan-Ohio State. That's what I'm going to call it.
Always. It always is. You throw out the records when these 2 schools get together all the time.
Yeah, throw out
Everybody
the records
knows.
when
you throw out the records and they just play.
Right.
You just play. Everybody knows that's how these rivalry games go. 100%. So yeah, like I said, okay, they'll be coasting if they, if it starts out pretty much at this rate, it's like, okay, you sit at number 2, and then it's going to be like, well, okay, the big game is number 2 going to visit number 3, and then you lose, and you probably fall down to 5 or 6 with 1 loss, and you got to fart around with whoever else is sitting at 1 loss.
Yeah.
And like I said, if they suffer the second loss, they fall down to 9 through 12.
Yeah. I just going down the list real quick. I don't know much about Ole Miss at all. I don't even know strengths or weaknesses at this point. Missouri's Missouri. They're going to find a way to screw it up.
Notre Dame is the only one that I'm looking at that is a wild card, a total wild card. You really don't know what to expect there.
Florida State's Florida State. They will probably lose a game or 2 early and kind of bounce back, claw their way back in. Utah's probably going to fall. LSU's going to find a way to lose 2 games because they do. That's their shtick.
I think Clemson is a little lower than where I would have put them. I mean, but that one's going to be one to watch too. But I would add Clemson up at least. I would have probably had Utah and Clemson switched, to tell you the truth. I probably would have had the two of them switched. But I agree with you, Zolt. Texas should be up higher. I don't like
like I said, I put them at 2.
Yeah, I agree. They should have been sitting here at 2. I don't like them sitting at 4.
I think this season is Quinn Ewers going in with the sole intention of making him the number 1 quarterback in the draft. That's what he's going to try to do. And oddly enough, I don't see Colorado on there.
Oh,
That's not oddly.
nope, not whatsoever. Shocker.
That's just called you're not good.
What a shocking surprise. Big time shocker. The one that's, when I looked at this list and I see Arizona -10, I was like, ooh, that hurts a lot. I was like, ouch. That's not good.
I mean, the rankings suddenly remembered that we're not talking about basketball.
Right. They went, oh, damn, that's right. So out of this bottom, who do you see going up? The only team I honestly thought
Texas,
of right out the get-go was Kansas State actually moving up.
They could. I'm thinking Texas A&M is always a possibility, especially since 2 loss teams can get in. I can definitely see them potentially being there. I mean, Oklahoma's always good for some excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam said Miami.
Miami could. Yeah, I was gonna say Miami could be an option.
Yeah.
You know the best part. You know what the best part about this whole thing is now that 2-loss teams can get in, and now somehow Penn State's going to be a 3-loss team.
Right.
It's going to freaking happen. All those years that people always complaining like, oh, Penn State should have got in. They're only a 2-loss team, and they played well down the stretch, and now they're going to lose like 3 games and still find a way
because they also have to play Oregon.
That's their way. Wait.
What? Like, oops.
Well, wait. Can we pull up Penn State's schedule so I can give
Zolt's on it? Zolt's on it.
I'm finding you the 3 losses right now. Who's ready to just save yourself 3 months of depression?
All right, let's start off.
I'll let you pop it on the screen. I'll let you share screen it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, hang on.
Yeah, I'll pull that down. I'll let you share screen it. We can go through the funness together.
I don't know how well you can see that.
I can sort of see it.
Okay, so you're starting at West Virginia.
They will win that game very, very narrowly.
Okay, home against Bowling Green.
They'll score 60 and win.
Home against Kent State.
They'll score 60 and win.
Home against Illinois.
They will probably win that close.
Home
that'll be Illinois. Illinois usually will surprise people. So
they lost to Illinois like 2 years ago, and it pissed me off.
Yeah, it's funny.
UCLA's first trip to Happy Valley.
Ooh.
Okay, so I'm going to give them a close win in that game because. Go ahead.
Your first away game in like 5 weeks will be out to USC.
That's the first loss.
There you go.
That's not. It's just
and your road trip's not over.
nope.
No, it's not. But you have a week in between. That's where you get a bye
Right.
week. So 2 weeks after that, you are at Wisconsin.
That could go honestly either way. Wisconsin always plays them tough.
Home against Ohio State.
That's 2.
That's 2.
Home against Washington. I mean, we don't even know who's on Washington's
I was
squad
going to
right
say
now.
Washington, and that could be a scary game. That could be the third loss right there. That could be the third loss.
So here's the thing. I have the third loss between Wisconsin or Washington. I think they'll beat Purdue. They'll beat Minnesota. Hopefully.
And they're definitely going to beat Maryland.
Yeah, they'll definitely beat Maryland. So I don't know. This is tough. So so the 3 games I don't know. I don't like the Wisconsin matchup. I don't like Washington, even though they've lost like half their team. I don't even honestly. I may not even like the UCLA matchup that much either. I don't know. This is tough.
I was going to say UCLA coming out east. I wouldn't worry too much about that. UCLA is not.
It's Penn State. It's James Franklin.
Yeah, I understand.
He's gonna have Drew Auer throwing checkdowns the whole game.
Right. Just remember that if it's Wisconsin, then USC, Wisconsin, Ohio State. That's 3 losses in a row.
Done.
Y'all gonna be in a panic mode.
Zol,
and then you get Washington coming in right behind the butt whooping from Ohio State.
Zol,
you're like,
I'm in panic. Damn. Guys, I'm in panic mode, and we're like almost a month, still about 3 weeks from the season. I'm always in a panic mode because of one day will have the same amount that watching this team will give me the same amount of hair as James Franklin. Zol, I need you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I need you to go. Since you're in Middle Earth, I need some rings of power to go to Penn State. Can you hook me up with a few? Tell me what they cost, and do they accept Venmo in Middle Earth?
It's yes, but it's not. It's not a cost factor. It's not a cost factor. It's that nobody can find it. Nobody can find Penn State. and this is what you call the rich rod.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my God.
Yep, that's true. You're not lying. You are not lying.
Yeah, and I saw Adam's comment earlier. I did not realize that Penn State did not play Michigan this year.
Nope.
And they don't play Michigan State, so there goes that tough road loss.
Yeah, that is odd. I mean,
go look at it.
This expansion, that is just strange.
Yeah,
that you're not going to have that little rivalry in there this year.
It's not much of a rivalry, George. Let's be real. It's not much of
a don't you can't say that. I saw a punt go awry and all of a sudden Michigan State came around and Zolt's already laughing. He knows it.
I don't know what you're talking about, George.
Right. Yeah, sure.
Look,
that's like all I know is I was laughing my arse off when that happened. I was like,
Michigan
what
State
happened?
Between transfers, etc. Michigan State has something like 40 new players this year. They the local afternoon guys are both Michigan State guys, and they literally played the game name current roster guys back and forth until they failed. I think they got 19.
Holy crap.
It's that I mean that there might be a team there, but it's got to gel first, and it's going to take a while.
It's like the Chargers.
Right.
Got to gel.
Yes. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, that is crazy. I mean, shoot, that's just like getting a fresh junior high team coming in. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, I recall we played against somebody last year, and You guys like, yeah, I've only had like 12 guys who have played before. And I'm like, no, I don't think so, because our sixth grade group played against your sixth grade group and you guys had like 30 people. So not buying it, dude. Not buying it.
Honestly, the worst part is, and I don't want to sound like I'm bagging on Michigan State because I'm really not. I actually kind of feel bad because they had good players, they had a good team, and they brought in a crappy coach. Now they got rid of the crappy coach, and I think this new guy is actually a good coach, and they have no players for him.
Yeah.
So,
Give it time.
yeah, oh yeah, give it time. They'll fire this guy.
No, like I said, you've got to bring the guy in and let him get his 3 years.
No.
You got to let him get his 3
No,
years.
they're gonna fire him, and if the charges don't work out, they're gonna offer Harbaugh the most money in coaching history.
Yeah,
I
don't
knocked my
see
mic.
that happening.
Go right ahead, bring him in, let him serve his 5-year suspension, and then we're good.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think Mr. Harbaugh is coming back to the NCAA anytime soon.
No.
And as I said, I don't think he's going to do that bad with the Chargers. Like you said, it's going to take a couple of years. It's a transition year this year, 100%. It took him about 2 to get the Niners kind of in play and into the playoffs. But the Chargers do have a core that have been into the playoffs.
Well, here, let me. Here.
Bless you, George.
Thank you. Sorry.
Kevin, the coach is Jonathan Smith. He was the head coach at Oregon State for like 6 years before he came there. He's 45, so young guy.
Very young guy.
Yeah, a young guy with 6 years of head coaching experience already under his belt. So,
Not bad.
Yeah.
That's pretty darn good. So we got that funness out of the way. So did you beat Bruiser in NASCAR by chance?
I have not even looked. Oh, good job. I just want to say, not that I'm speaking on behalf of anyone or anything, because I am not by any stretch. However, well done by the Bass Pro Shop car to win the race yesterday. I mean, very well done. I heard it was a spirited event, clean, respectful, all the way around.
Can't believe you almost said it with a straight face. Oh my gosh. Sounded like a driver there, Zolt. Oh my gosh. Bruiser will be impressed. You and that Bass Car Pro Shop team, yeah, way to go. Ran a good, clean race, and the engine held together. Tire stayed on the car. Well done. Well done. I couldn't resist.
I did apparently beat Bruiser by about, was that 24 points? But at this point, Chipper's starting to run away with it.
Is he?
Yeah. He's up by Bruiser 140.
Ooh.
And Bruiser's up on me by about 41. That's all right. It's football season, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's football. It's football time.
It's the most wonderful time.
Did you happen? Yes, it truly is. It truly is. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Speaking of draft stuff, have you done up your stuff yet? Because
you mean have I done the order?
Yeah, we're like waiting on the letters, and The
No,
picking
the
Oh, I
order that I
thought
was going to do. Hang on, the order that I was going to do on the show last week, but we ran late. The order that I could do now, but we're running late, and we haven't put anything in the chat saying, "Hey, go to this link to watch."
we'll have to save it for next week.
Either that, or I'd just pop on during the week at some point and just be like, "Here, everybody, go here, watch." I mean, literally. Hang on a second. I mean, literally. Hang on, did we have a show? Yeah, we did have a show last week, right?
Yes, we did. You weren't here.
Literally, this thing has been sitting here since the last time I was on. It's ready to go.
You have the Wheel of Death too. Now the fun part is I did a shuffle for every amount of players that was left
Oh,
with the with the MI one. I actually did a shuffle. Yeah, what's up, Durkin? Good timing. Well played. No, I did a shuffle every single time, so that way it wouldn't even be predictable, because that wheel can be predictable if you leave it.
Right.
And you're just like, okay, well, we kind of know who's going to be next. So I actually did the shuffle because I was like, nah, I'll keep making it random as every spin I went. And that worked out pretty good.
Yeah, like I said, I just need to let the group know, hey, this is what's going to happen, and this is when it's going to be approximately, and then go from there. That's the biggest issue at this point.
That's funny. You still have it sitting there.
It's still
spinning, still spinning.
But hey, that means the computer hasn't froze since then. That's a good sign.
A very good sign.
And Zolt hasn't had any mic issues tonight, so this is also a good thing. There it is.
Yeah.
I thought it was just that Middle Earth Wi-Fi.
It's here. It's here. I just haven't used it the last couple times.
He just said,
I don't know what's going on with it.
He just said, to hell with that.
I'll get there. I got to rearrange things here anyway. So when I rearrange, then that's when I'll hook it back up and see if I can figure out what's going on.
Maybe wrestle live on camera again.
Sure.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, like I said, it's going to be a little insanity for me next weekend, since I'll have the Michigan draft on Saturday, the Ohio draft literally come back to my house.
Yeah.
I actually have to have my house prepped before I come to Michigan.
How late you can be staying on Saturday?
Oh, I'm crashing. I'm staying the night. Yeah, I'm staying the night Saturday night, but I will have to be out by, I think, leave by noon, no later than noon, so I can be back here by 3 to accept and receive people by 5. People will be filing it at my house at 5.
Is it 4:45 when you're going to call me telling me that somebody didn't show and I need to draft?
I actually do have everybody who said they're in, because Mr. Manning is taking your spot.
Right.
So Mr. Manning will be in attendance.
I mean,
so
I have faith. I have faith that Big D can hold up to my standards.
And Mr. Peterson is also supposed to arrive. It's Clint and Rob. I think Clint said he should be good. Rob is the questionable individual at the moment, but I will be chatting with him over the next 24 hours to kind of validate how he would like to do it, whether it be having him link through a StreamYard feed or what, so that way he can, be a part of it still. And I can do that.
And we're good, right? Kevin takes all the number 1s. I'm taking all the number 8s. We got this, right? Because that's what I'm prepping for.
Yes. Except for you are getting his
6th round.
You are getting his 6th round.
And he gets my last round.
And he gets your last or whatever. Round. Yep. Yeah. He gets your last. So that's cool. That is very cool.
All right,
so as far as I know, that that still holds. In fact, Kevin, look, Kevin even put a couple of cool smiley faces. He's
All right.
super excited. He'll be getting that first spot through the draft. So we know he's stoked.
Jared Goff.
Oh, Jesus. Wow. Really?
George, we saw that list. I showed it to you.
Yeah. Hey, look, he won the league. It took him a couple of years to kind of tweak through, I think, what he wanted to do. And hey, he won it. We can't say anything else about it. He'd be brilliant.
I thought we had to provide that.
Andrew, I was going to say, Andrew actually has to bring that with him,
Dude,
and we will present it to you.
Hang on. I thought the belt was what they put in his shoulder. Or did I misunderstand? He used part of that for when they did his surgery. They just pinned it in there. No, maybe. This would be more funny if he was watching. That's all I'm saying.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's. I would think, yeah, that's a Suds joke, and
welcome.
you killed that. I mean, dang, the crickets outside my window aren't even talking.
Yeah,
it was that bad.
Look.
We'll leave the bad jokes to Suds. Let's as Suds would say, let's stay in our lane.
Look, you brought the masseuse joke. That's all I'm saying.
hey, it was well placed at the time. I'm sorry. That was well placed.
It was more in place than Hassan Reddick's contract.
Yeah.
Like I said, Howie Roseman has the chance to do the funniest thing in NFL history.
I'm just like I said, Sam. I said it during your show.
I know.
Like, if the Lions aren't at least making a phone call,
yes.
I mean, come on.
That would just be like because they have to. They could use something like that to just put them I think they're up there close with the Niners for the NFC, but that would just put them in such a great spot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
But I think all being said and done, the Jets extend him. I just think they're just, for whatever reason, they're playing stupid. And
it's the Jets.
Yeah, you're right.
It's the freaking Jets. No, you know what he did? He walked in the first day, took a look at how Aaron Rodgers handles things. Like, yeah, never mind.
That could very well be it.
Yeah. I was gonna say I agree. It's like I'm out of here.
Sam, you're half right. He walked in to see how Aaron Rodgers handles things, and Aaron Rodgers wasn't there.
Oh, he's on his 8th dark retreat this week. There's 7 days in a week. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell did you send me here for?
Yep.
I feel so bad for Robert Saleh. It is just a shit show.
Oh, Robert Saleh, I feel so bad for him.
I feel so bad for him. It's just like, dude, you left to get your first, taste of head coaching, and you just got handed a pile of dung that you just did not deserve. You totally did not deserve that at all. You were better off trying to go for the commander's job. You'd have been better off.
Yeah, and you know what? Because we had the show. What would be the good, the good jobs, the bad jobs. If we had known what was going to happen with Washington, maybe we would have been able to see that. But you're absolutely right. I mean, he would have been so much better there.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, it's like right now, what do you really truly expect out of the Patriots? Except bottom of the barrel again?
I think they're going to have a fantastic defense. No clue about the offense. None whatsoever.
It's all going to depend on Drake May. Can he play?
Yeah. Can he play? Can he pick it up? That's really about it.
It's kind of like Chicago. Same thing. You just,
I'd much
I
rather
mean,
have Chicago's
you've
offense
got,
in New England.
well, no, you've got a running back. You've got a receiver and a half. I'll put it at that, a receiver and a half, because you don't know squat about Kellen. So he's a half a receiver. I mean, defensively though, they're fine. But again, that's a lot of
I don't know.
teams with a lot of offensive question marks.
I don't have a clue about their O line other than the fact that I think they're going to be bottom half the league. So I don't know. That's win 4 games. Yeah, I mean they're rebuilding. I mean there's no question
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
I don't think they're doing it like the wrong way. They're like not trying to just accumulate every free agent they can find. They're actually rebuilding. So yeah, it'll take time.
I do have a fantasy football update for everybody who thinks this is a good idea. So if you draft Keenan Allen, I just got the report that his hamstrings should report to the team by about week 9. So first 8 weeks, you may want to question yourself, but week 9, he'll be ready to go for till about
It's
week
good.
12. Then
Till
week
12 when it tweaks it. Yeah.
They do what Aaron Rodgers do. They have a dark retreat.
Yes. Yes,
Wow.
indeed. Well, I made the joke in the chat. Mike Williams for the Jets passed his physical, and he's off the pup list. And I said, "Wow, I'm surprised the physical didn't injure him."
Right. I was gonna say, I think after in 2 weeks, we'll have the division show of when we break everybody into the prediction assignments and what we're doing. And
remind me in about 12 days so I can start doing some research.
Well, no, I'll remind you after next week.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I'll start throwing it out. We'll have to find somebody new. We're going to have to find somebody new because Sam, of course, has stepped up to say that he will cover the NFC East. So Suds won't have to cover the NFC East for a change.
And I'm sure
and he's already threatened to turn around and take the AFC North, which Adam said no. Adam said hell no.
And I'm sure I could probably get my counterpart to join me that day.
We could definitely utilize an AFC South, or because Adam usually handles the NFC South.
I handle the NFC South.
I thought you had the NFC North.
No. I've always been the NFC South. Tampa Bay, Atlanta, Carolina, New Orleans.
Well, I thought Adam had that because he always covered the Panthers.
Nope. Adam, if you're there, chime in, please. But no, I had it when Brady was in Tampa Bay, and then last year, and obviously I've been spot on with my predictions the entire time. But yeah, Kevin wants something.
Kevin wants something.
Kevin gets the NFC West.
Yeah, that's a hard no. Sorry. No, that's still
that's
reserved.
Not a hard no. That is definitely
that's still reserved for this guy. Sorry. That's still reserved. That's my.
He just no. Look. Let me help Kevin out here. He just wants to have like an hour so he can talk about how he thinks Deebo Samuel is a legitimate wide receiver. That's all that he wants.
No.
And the problem is, I don't have a problem with that sentence. At least I don't have a problem with the word legitimate. I have a problem with the word wide receiver.
Thank you. So we are both in agreement.
Wow. Okay. Kevin says give him something. We could always wow, really? Jeez.
It's a Jersey thing, apparently.
Well, then what I was going to say, well, we could turn around and give Kevin NFC North. We can give Kevin NFC North. He'll have to go through. Kevin, it's not an easy task. Just saying. You got to literally come up and look at their schedule and also predict the correct score, the records of each of the 4 teams, especially when they play each other. That's tons of fun. That's always the fun part. You sit there and look through everything and go, man, oh, no, you didn't. Oh,
Dun, dun.
wow.
Zolt's going to head to Isengard and bring his army of Orokai back, and it's just gonna we're gonna have the Two Towers Part 2, all pun intended.
Hang on. No, they're in bed right now. So tomorrow, they'll march tomorrow.
Wait, they sleep down there in Middle Earth? I just thought they attacked everything all night.
Well, eventually they all pass out. At least I'm assuming that's what that is. I mean, I'm not going to go around kicking to find out.
Kevin, it'll be in 2 weeks on Monday night. We'll have to make sure we start that one on time.
I'm sure you will, George. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, we'll make sure that we'll save you for last.
Yeah,
that way you got
I have my time slot. It's good.
That 9:05, 9:10, it was like, dang it, where is he? Come on. It's like,
And
that kid's got to get in bed sooner.
9:58. Yes, sir.
9:58.
That's
No, Kev, it's in 2 weeks.
Yeah. You need to schedule, or at least, Dueling Aces draft.
Yes, that one would be the week of show. We pull that one off. Hang on, let me bring up the calendar.
Week of show. That doesn't tell me anything. That's words.
I know. Jesus, Christopher. What date am I looking for here? Oh God, that would be next week.
What?
Holy crap. That would be next
what?
Monday.
Excuse you?
Jesus. We're running out of days because we don't do Labor Day. Or do we? Yeah.
We did last year, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did Labor Day because that's when we did do it. We did it Labor Day. Yeah, we did it Labor Day. Because I'm like, the first game is on that Thursday.
You're right.
The first game's on the 5th.
And the 5th, right. You can't just be going and saying things like next week and you just can't. That's just rude.
Hey, at the rate I'm going, that'd be 3 in a row. I was gonna say I still have I've already been pegged from between my brother, Mike Johnston, and I know that Joe has already messaged me too, going, hey, I've got my draft in like 2 weeks. He goes, are you going to be able to help me out again? I'm like, yep, no problem. And the kids have their draft on the 24th. So lots of drafts between now and the 2nd. A lot of drafts. This is where I get drafted. I can't hear you.
Yeah, I got you. I was going to say it took a while to get here, but it ain't going to stop.
No, it's going to hit especially my schedule. It hits hard and fast. I'm like, whoa, hang on. Kevin says, okay, I have to request that night off, but I'll make it happen. Can someone isolate the audio?
Working on it. Working on it. It did not slip by, sir. It just.
Don't worry, the audio is here.
All right, let's end the damn show, George. It's late. It's late. I've been under the weather the past few days. I want to go to bed.
That Middle Earth air is terrible, I heard.
Dude,
There's
nothing
a
but
little
sinus
thick.
infection.
Oh, man, all that heat, I thought that'd
Oh, so you
help
look a
clear up
little,
the
you look a little
sinuses.
warm over there, Zolt.
Yeah, a little toasty.
It's humid, man. You wouldn't believe how humid it is. It's
All that
crazy.
ash, it's got to be that ash buildup.
That's why I said the sinuses are just.
Yeah.
It's ow,
Got to be horrible breathing
it
that
is
stuff in. Just
ridiculous.
absolutely disastrous.
I don't know. I don't know how these subcontractors do it. I couldn't tell you.
And the damn show.
We'll catch y'all on the flip side. Have a fun recap of the drafts next week. We'll see y'all later. Good. For Sam, catch Sam 609 Sports Talk 5:30 Monday next week.
Yes, that's the good
Before
show.
us. It's a very good show.
The sports show about
Check in with
sports.
Tyler. We'll see you guys later.